Be a man of action. This is something I tell myself when certain situations come up and I'm feeling either a little hesitant, or I'm just like, or I feel like I'm not fully gonna commit to taking action, right? And with this, you gotta be careful, because I'm gonna give y'all like 2-3 examples of like one. I'll give you guys one that I did take action, one that I didn't. But you gotta be careful, because situations could get you into certain things, right? But look, first one, I'm at work. My friend's boot gets stuck on like a conveyor, right? And then the boot, he's stuck, he falls back. Everyone else jumps into action. They start pulling on the boot, they start pulling on him to get him out, right? And I'm just standing there just watching. Don't even press the fucking stop button, don't do nothing. I'm just watching, bruh. And I'll be honest, I was just kind of like, everyone was like, what the fuck? Everyone was like laughing and shit. You know, they're not like laughing, but like the situation was just kind of funny. So everyone was just like, huh, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there. But then after the situation, I started thinking about it. I'm like, bro, I didn't do anything, bro. You know? And that's not the type of man I want to be. Especially with shit like that. So I felt bad with that situation, right? One thing I did, I guess, I'm not gonna say to make up for it though, but it's in my, because I didn't tell him or nothing, but in my own thought, I was like, I got his boots, I fixed them. Have you guys seen on like another one of these videos, I resoled like the outsole on them, so I fixed his boots, cleaned them up, and got him back to regular, you know? And that was my way of like, damn, bro, I fucked up. I need to be better, right? But in that situation, and that's the thing, in that situation, I didn't have time to be like, be a man of action. You know, that's why that's why I tell myself that, just be a man of action. So in certain situations, you're not gonna have time to tell yourself to do the action. You just gotta be the man that jumps into action. And then because you will get tested, and when it's your family, loved ones, anyone, you do not want to sit back and just watch, man. Now let me go to another example. Out here, actually, on this back road too, you guys see it. It's like there's no service out here. It's calm. Right now there's cars, but this was later at night, around like 10 p.m. 10 to 11, I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember, but I was going back home, so I was going the opposite way, right? And then I see a car pulled over with his hazard light on, and I see him trying to lift this car up, which I'm thinking his tire's flat or something like that, right? Drive past, like, right, okay, and this is where the thought process comes in, right? I see him, right as I see him, I'm like, oh, let me help him. Is my instinct, right? But I drive past him. And then as I'm going past him, I'm driving a little bit, I tell myself, and I really tell myself, because then with other certain things in my life, when I don't take action, I like finding situations like this to take action, because then it helps me get back into the groove of things also. So I drive past him, not too much, not like, maybe like 10 seconds, right? And then I tell myself, be a man of action. Be a man of action. Pull into a driveway or like a little turnaround thing, go back, pull up on him, and I'm like, hey man, you need some help? And then he looks up at me, he's like, oh yeah, some support would be nice. And then I was like, all right, for sure. So I get out the car, and as I get out the car, I'm looking, I'm like, wait, what the hell? Your tire's fine, you know? And then I'm like, oh, what's wrong, bro? His fuel line has split, and he was leaking fuel, so the car wasn't cranking. And then he was trying to find something to put in between the hose so that he could put some hose clamps on it to get it running. And now this is where I say be careful, because this man was homeless. He had a knife on him. Well, actually, it was on the floor. He was using it to cut the hose, right? Late at night, no service out here in the back roads. It's like it's a situation, right? But this time, and nothing ended up happening. We look around, we cut the hose, we try putting like this little, we find this little like tube, we put it in there, clamp it down with some hose clamps that we took off the radiator reservoir and the coolant reservoir, and then the radiator, the overflow fucking hose, right? Clamp it on there. It wasn't tight enough, so when he cranked it up, it started leaking again. And when it started leaking again, I was like, fuck, man, because I wanted to just dip, you know, because part of me wanted to just go home because it was getting late, it was cold, and I didn't want to, like, but I felt bad because I didn't want to just leave him there, but, like, I was like, man, what are we going to do? But then the hose clamps actually had, like, a little socket that you can put a socket on there to tighten it, so then I have a socket for it. We tighten it up, cranks it up, and he's off. And during the whole process, I was feeling normal, right? And then at the end of it is when I really felt the impact of taking action. Because the car turns on, he's like, oh, I'm gonna get going, man, so I can make it back into town. Then I'm like, oh yeah, no problem, man. He's like, thank you, man, appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. My name's Daniel. Oh, he asked me my name, actually. I'm like, oh, my name's Daniel. And he's like, oh, my name's E-Bob. I'm like, all right, man, take care. And he's like, yeah, take care. And then one thing that he told me afterwards, which I don't know, I didn't necessarily think I felt weird about, but I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of feel weird about. He was like, God's gonna pay you back for this. And I was like, hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, no worries, man, take care. Because I didn't know what to say to that, actually, right? And that's a whole nother topic for some other thing, right? But then after that, I got in my car and I drove off, and man, instead of heading back home, I went back into the back roads, played my music, and I just felt good. I felt good because I took action. And now action doesn't have to necessarily be going out of your way to find people in distress and helping them out, right? It's really just taking action in general. But those situations, I guess, test you. So I liked it. Felt good, man. Literally, and then I don't know if it was the next day or like a couple days later, I pulled up to 7-Eleven to get some snacks. And then the guy is fixing the soda machine, and the soda machine falls on him, right? Not the whole machine, just like the thing that where it says Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? Like that big LED section of it, the top of it. And he's like trying to put it up and all. And I'm like, hey, you need some help, man? He's like, yeah, please. And so I rush over, help him pick it up a bit. And then he's over here trying to fix the screws on it. And then I see that you gotta just hook it up. Like there's like a screw in there, like a hole where you put the screw in. So I'm like, oh, just look, just right here, man. We put it up. He gets it up and ready. He's like, hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. And in that situation too, I felt good. And actually, as I was checking out, I just had some chips and a drink, some water. I was like, hey, can I get a pizza slice too? And he's like, yeah. And then he didn't even charge me for the pizza. And it's not like I was doing it to get some free food or anything, but I just thought that was nice of him. And that pizza tasted extra good that day. I'm really just saying certain situations, because I've had plenty more where I didn't take action, and it just leaves me thinking afterwards, like, why didn't I just do that real quick? Or why did I hesitate? And for some, I have answers. For others, I don't. But one thing I will keep telling myself is to be a man of action. And eventually, there will not be that delay, or there will not be that second thought to jump into anything. Now, I will be cautious, and I'm not just jumping into any situation blindly, right? So do be careful. But this is not really just about me trying to jump into things that I think might cause me harm or be dangerous. This is really just me. It's a way for me to just take action, man. With things I want to accomplish, goals I've set. It's to like work up that momentum, right? Because if I haven't been taking action with my goals or my responsibilities, I find it refreshing when a situation like that pops up and I do something about it. I feel good afterwards, and then it gives me that momentum, that push to then go and take action in other aspects of my life. And that's really what I think being a man of action is about.